Hello! I've recorded this once, but I fucked up calling a multi-channel network an MGM. Don't know why I was thinking of Metro Goldwyn Mayer. How the fuck do you say that? Metro Goldwyn Mayer. When I was thinking of a multi-channel network, but MCN and MGM sound almost the same, so that's my excuse. But yeah, this will probably get uploaded in both video and audio form. I have literally just started a SoundCloud for this, and probably anything else I do audio wise. But here's a valid question: where the fuck is a union for content creators? I have an answer to that question. The short answer is companies and even content creators themselves have pushed back against the idea, and this is why. It has always been seen as a hobby. Even for people who make a living off it, it's often seen as a hobby by those that would prefer it to be a hobby, because if it's a hobby, they don't have to treat you with labour laws the same way as actual employment. Also, a lot of content creation is self-driven. There's no real, boss that you have. You're not a boss. You're not bossed around by YouTube or Twitch. They aren't your employers, per se. If anything, at most, you're a contractor to them because you're making content for their platform. But even then, they don't really... They have a contract with you, but it's not the same as an actual contractor. I digress. So, okay, we have the situation where, platforms don't want unionisation. Why? Why don't they want that? Well, they're lucky enough to be an industry that came around after the fight for labour laws. So they see it as, let's try not to kick the bee's nest. Because labour laws have fucked over, quite rightly, companies for hundreds of years. And any chance to dodge around them, they will take. So even though we are, a lot of our industry is controlled by laws such as copyright law, fair use law. That's copyright law, but and advertising law and other small bits of the law. Labour-wise, we have nothing. Unless we sign a contract with YouTube and essentially become an employee or a contractor, an actual contractor by labour law at least, we're shit out of luck. The likes of Ninja or any of the others that have taken deals with YouTube or Twitch, well, they are more protected than us. Funny how that works. You get a bunch of money and you get better protection because you're actually contracting with YouTube and Twitch directly. Now, isn't that fucked? I digress again. So there's a lot of incentive for them to beat down the narrative of unionising, and no doubt there will be people who will turn around and go, it's just a hobby, why do you need a union? We add value to the platforms. We work ridiculous amounts of hours sometimes in adding value to a platform. I know a streamer who is currently 160 hours into the month of July, and that's, after what, 2 weeks? That's nearly half the entire time that we are into the month. Literally, that's 12 hours a day, roughly. It's ridiculous. ridiculous. But we don't have any representation that is the equivalent of that amount of working. You know, if, you know, quote unquote real employment had that many hours, almost certainly there would be some stringent union and labour laws regulating it, and at the very least making sure you got the fair shake. But we don't. So how do we fix that? Well, we have to stand up. We are so used to fighting for the right to produce content and do certain things with our content that we haven't stopped to actually realise that the best way of doing that is to band together. You know, you had MCMs, you have multi-channel networks. Okay, where's the multi-channel network for everybody in the industry? Because that's what we need. And you can turn around to me and you can say that it won't catch everybody. And no, it won't. Everybody that's new to Twitch and new to YouTube and new to all these platforms will no doubt not immediately be inducted into the quote-unquote union of content creators, or whatever it would be called. Like, you know, I don't know. The VTubers Guild, or the YouTubers, you know, Independent Guild, or, you know, whatever the fuck you would call it. No, you wouldn't automatically be inducted into it, because that's not how it works in real life. You don't become an actor and immediately become unionised, as far as I know, as far as everybody I've met that is part of those two organisations that are currently striking. No, you don't automatically get unionised rights, because that's of course not how it works. You know, there's not some magical fairy that knows your name and can immediately put you on the roster. So that's not really an argument, yet I see it so much. As if regular unions are any better. We need some organisation, we need some body to actually regulate content creation. To fight for our rights. Because we are making so much content, we are putting in so many working hours, fighting with blood and tears and sweat and anything else to make the content we love to make and be paid for it and be actually reimbursed for it. And we need somebody who can fight for that fair shake. Why hasn't it come round? Well, a mixture of what I've already said and also money. You need a lot of money. But you know what? You know, XQC with his $100 million deal, the countless other Twitch streamers I could name on more than two hands that have money that I couldn't even think of having. You don't need that much money to live. But why don't they spend some of it helping the rest of us? And I'm not going to turn this into some class thing. We're all content creators. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm willing to treat XQC or Pokimane or any of the others the same as I would treat anybody down here at ground zero. But the difference is, we don't have the money to represent ourselves. Just like there are people in the Screen Actors Guild and the Writing Association that don't have the money to represent themselves, and that's why they have a union. So my question is, who's going to fire the first shot? I've already said on VT Social, there are people I've spoken to, big creators with in excess of 100,000 followers, who want a union because they have friends. They have hundreds of friends sometimes, or what they consider to be friends. That's the term they use. Hundreds of colleagues that they see, they talk to invariably, that don't have 100,000 followers, that don't have millions to pay for lawyers or representation, to threaten YouTube, to threaten Twitch, to threaten these platforms that would use our labour like a beating stick to beat the money out of the trees and have us rot away in the process. They don't have that kind of money. We don't have that kind of money, but they do. But they don't want to be a starting pistol because that puts a big old target on their back. So, a question for all of you is, and this goes out to, God, what am I? This question is for everybody in the VTubing industry. Because we are used to the likes of HoloLive and Nijisanji. Maybe you can consider them a form of unionisation, but I don't. In fact, they're quite the opposite. They're just as money hungry as YouTube or Twitch. So, when are we going to make a union? When are we going to collectively come together so no single person is the starting pistol? Because they're right. There will be a target. There will be a beating on the people who do it. Because it will be saying a truth out loud that many people up and down the money bracket, the corporate structure, the platform structure, a truth many of them don't want to admit. That the system isn't fair and that we do not have any of the representation that we deserve and need. I know I'm willing to be part of that crowd. The question is, who else? The question is, who else is going to be willing to have that dream? That goal? I know there are people out there. I'm not the only one with a fiery passion for content creation rights and the health of this industry. So where the bloody hell are you? Because we need you right now. I've been Mizore, and that's where I'll end this. I think I've said everything I needed to say, and yeah, this is just a talking head video / audio. Somebody needs to stand up. I think that's the message that I want to send out there. I'm willing to take part, but it needs to be more than one person.